They're pretty good kids and they're active members of society and they're engaged and they're happy. I think that's saying a lot. It's tough.
Things aren't easy right now for Delilah and Jesse's father either.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses.
People are talking, and it seems like Kimora Lee Simmons isn't staying quiet about Quincy Combs and how he's been acting, especially when it involves Diddy and the late Kim Porter. Kimora has always been known for how strongly she defends Kim's memory. From what most people can see, she's still standing by that loyalty, even if it means disagreeing with Kim's own son. Since news broke about Diddy's federal issues, Quincy has openly shown his support for him. That hasn't gone over well with a lot of folks online. Many are uncomfortable with his position, especially because of the serious accusations tied to how Diddy allegedly treated Kim. Even though Diddy didn't raise Quincy from birth, they've always had a strong bond. But now, that connection is causing tension and raising serious questions.
And we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room.
Fans aren't just upset about Quincy staying quiet, they're accusing him of being openly disrespectful to Kim Porter's memory. Online buzz suggests Kimora Lee Simmons has had enough. She's reportedly furious over claims that Quincy has been spreading false stories about Kim while trying to defend Diddy. That leads to some serious questions. What exactly did Quincy say that pushed Kimora over the edge? And does she now believe Diddy had a hand in Kim Porter's death? What started as quiet family drama has now exploded into public debate, showing that things behind the scenes aren't as peaceful as they seemed. The pressure is growing, and everyone is waiting for someone to speak up. Kimora has her own long-standing issues with Diddy, which explains why she's so upset with Quincy now. Her loyalty to Kim Porter isn't new, she's always had Kim's back. And her problems with Diddy aren't just secondhand stories. According to multiple sources, Kimora saw how Diddy treated Kim, including the cheating and emotional abuse that people close to them already knew about. But one incident in particular left a lasting mark. Reports say Diddy once nearly assaulted Kimora during a public argument while she was pregnant. Media outlets picked up on it, and Kimora later confirmed it herself, calling Diddy out and reminding everyone that she was expecting at the time. That made the situation even more serious, and it sealed her opinion of him for good. Since then, Kimora hasn't changed her view. When Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy in 2023, Kimora didn't stay silent. She posted a subtle but clear message, "As you sow, so shall you reap." Her posts hinted she knew more than she was saying, and her support for Cassie was loud and clear. After Cassie's case settled, Kimora posted an old photo of Kim Porter surrounded by heart emojis. In the caption, she praised women who fiercely support one another, making it clear where she stands.
I would like to use that as, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs.
Hands up if you want in, Kimora wrote in her post, because if we get enough people, we're totally getting jackets. The message hit home for many people, turning her into a symbol of strength and protection for women in an environment where voices often go ignored. But not long after that post, something frightening happened. Kimora's house caught fire. Thankfully, she and her kids made it out safely, and she later posted a thank you message for the emergency crews who helped them still. Even though no direct link was made between her post and the fire, online chatter exploded. The timing felt too strange for some, leading to wild theories. For Kimora, though, this wasn't just some dramatic story. It was personal. It became one more reason she couldn't stay silent about Quincy's siding with Diddy, especially if it meant disrespecting Kim. Porter's legacy. Fans on social media quickly started putting the pieces together, with many wondering if Diddy had something to do with the timing of the fire. It might sound like a stretch, but people recalled the past, like the incident where Diddy allegedly had Kid Cody's car blown up because of Cassie. So, with that history, some weren't surprised. Others were suspicious. But even with all the drama, Kimora didn't turn her back on Diddy's children. When his twin daughters went to prom in 2024, Kimora proudly posted a photo of them. Her caption was full of love. Prom 2024. I'm so very proud of you, my babies. I love you always and will protect you fiercely, to the end with all I have. Congrats, my loves. You made it. It was a touching moment that showed her deep connection to Kim Porter's daughters. Still, people couldn't help but notice who was missing from the post Quincy. Unlike the twins, Quincy didn't get a shout-out or any sign of public support from Kimora. That absence didn't go unnoticed. Some said it's because Quincy is an adult and doesn't need the same protection. But others close to the situation said there's more behind it. Industry insiders have shared that Kimora believes Quincy is betraying Kim Porter's memory by siding so closely with Diddy. This isn't just gossip, it's about Quincy's own decisions. When Kim Porter ended things with Diddy in 2007, Quincy was around 16. He was definitely old enough to witness the relationship and all the things that reportedly came with it, like emotional abuse and even physical violence. One report even said that Kim once had a broken nose because of Diddy. Despite being around for all of that, Quincy has stayed loyal to Diddy. Even now that Diddy's facing serious accusations from multiple women, people are wondering why. Some think it's about money, maybe a future share in Diddy's empire. Others believe the bond Quincy shares with Diddy is more emotional and complex. It's something Quincy has even spoken about himself in an emotional, open letter. Quincy wrote, Albert Brown, also known as Al B. Sure, is my biological father, but Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, has been a father figure in my life for as long as I can remember. That statement hit a nerve, especially because of when and how he said it right as Diddy's name was being dragged through the headlines. For Kimora and others close to Kim Porter, it felt like a slap in the face. To them, Quincy wasn't just backing Diddy, he was helping erase what Kim went through. Quincy went even further in the letter. He praised Diddy deeply, writing, Sean Combs is someone I look up to and appreciate as a father. He helped shape who I am, and I'll always try to meet his expectations. He's always been there for me, and I'll love and respect him forever. That kind of message might seem heartfelt, but in this context, it was seen as controversial. He even took a jab at his biological dad, saying, the spitting image is all I've taken from him. Not long after, cameras caught Diddy's sons leaving court during the 5th day of Diddy's trial. Meanwhile, Al B. Sure was reportedly showing up to nearly every court session. That detail got people talking even more. But what really turned up the heat was when Diddy's kids released a joint statement pushing back on the rumors linking Diddy to Kim Porter's death. It seemed to be from all of Kim's children, Quincy included. But whispers started spreading that Quincy was the one who pushed the others to make the statement. The message read, we've seen so many hurtful and false rumors about our parents Kim Porter and Sean Combs and their relationship, and about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel we need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She didn't, and anyone saying they have a manuscript is lying. To some, it looked like just another attempt at damage control. But to Kimora and others close to Kim, it felt like betrayal. Sources say Kimora was heartbroken. She reportedly believed that not only did Diddy have information about Kim's death, but that Quincy was now helping cover it up. In her view, Quincy's statement erased Kim's truth and removed any chance of accountability. Fans started dissecting the message line by line. They also questioned whether the twins, who are still young and usually stay out of the spotlight, actually agreed with what was said or were pressured into going along with it.
I was messing with them because people don't understand. You know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G.
Many people believe the twins may not have fully agreed to the public statement. The suspicion is that they followed Quincy's lead for Kimora Lee Simmons, who's always protected Kim Porter's memory like her own. That possibility was painful. Watching from the sidelines, it seemed to her and to too many others that the one person who should have been speaking out for Kim was instead choosing to protect the man she was once afraid of. The public statement, signed by Kim Porter's children Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah, was intended to offer closure. But rather than settling things, it stirred even more division. The letter carried the tone of finality, a carefully crafted message that dismissed the swirling rumors around Kim Porter's death. It started by calling out outsiders. Any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. It went on to describe the heartbreak they felt when they lost their mother, saying there had been no foul play and that the cause of her death had already been made clear. They wrote, "Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed." The siblings expressed their frustration with the ongoing media attention, calling Kim's death the most painful thing they had ever gone through and condemning what they described as horrible conspiracy theories. The letter ended with a final plea. "Please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace. It's what she deserves. We love you and miss you, Mommy." All 4 children signed it. On the surface, it looked like a touching tribute, but behind the scenes, many saw something else. To some, it felt like a calculated move to shield Diddy and separate the family from the scandal growing around him. Several sources say Quincy was the one who took charge of writing and promoting the statement. He reportedly encouraged his siblings to show a united front publicly. Kimora, a longtime close friend of Kim Porter, was reportedly crushed. People close to her said she saw the letter as a betrayal, one that erased serious questions about how Kim really died and silenced those trying to seek the truth. Her views are echoed by many fans, who believe the children, especially Quincy, may have been influenced into standing up for the man many believe knows more than he's admitting. While the children spoke about grief and closure, the public saw something different. They saw a polished message meant to deflect attention from Diddy, and in a time when silence often feels like agreement, even a statement like this raised suspicions. As Diddy's legal troubles grow, Quincy is facing more backlash than ever. Once seen as the son who honored Kim's legacy, he's now being called out by fans and insiders who say he's standing on the wrong side of history. The quiet concern has turned into loud criticism. On social media, people are breaking down his actions, calling him out for defending Diddy instead of asking hard questions about what really happened to Kim. Adding to this storm are old interviews and videos of Kim Porter where she subtly hinted that she had suffered in past relationships. These moments are being viewed differently now, especially given the new accusations against Diddy. Many feel Quincy, who was old enough to witness what went on in the house, should be the first to demand answers, not the first to defend Diddy. The fallout hasn't been limited to online reactions. Reports say the tension between Quincy and Kimora Lee has grown. She has reportedly cut ties with him completely, choosing instead to support Christian and the twins. Publicly, she hasn't acknowledged Quincy's efforts to support Diddy in court or during the lawsuits. Even in entertainment circles, people are distancing themselves. While no official statements have been released, insiders claim Quincy is Now seen as risky to work with, brands that once saw him as a positive figure are pulling back. Industry professionals who once praised his character have gone quiet. This isn't just about who Quincy is loyal to, it's about how that loyalty looks to the world. Quincy might truly believe he's defending his family, but to the public, it's a different story. Supporting Diddy at this moment when so many serious accusations are being uncovered raises more questions than it answers. And as investigations move forward, the cost of standing by Diddy may continue to rise. Quincy's intentions might be pure, but the outcome could damage the very legacy he wants to protect. At the center of all this is family and unresolved grief for Kimora. Quincy's continued support for Diddy isn't just disappointing, it's something she reportedly can't forgive. She sees his actions not as love for a father figure, but as betrayal of the woman who brought him into the world and raised him. There's also talk that Kimora may have tried to speak with Quincy privately. She may have wanted to share things about Kim Porter's final years or tell him the truth that never made headlines. But insiders say Quincy didn't want to hear it. He's allegedly shut Kimora out. He's also ignoring Al B. Sure, his biological father, who has made multiple attempts to reconnect. Al B. Sure has publicly reached out, writing, "Letter to my son. Come home, the door is wide open. You're safe here. I love you, Pops. You're biological." It was a sincere message, but Quincy hasn't responded. Despite the pressure, despite the lawsuits and the serious accusations piling up against Diddy, Quincy is still choosing to stay close to him. This has made many wonder what's really keeping Quincy by Diddy's side. Is it financial security? Is it his connection to his half-sisters who still live with Diddy? Or is it something else entirely? Some critics believe this loyalty is the result of years of emotional manipulation meant to isolate Quincy from others and keep him loyal. As Diddy continues to face lawsuits and investigations, the people around him may soon face their own breaking points. It's not just about what Diddy did, it's about who stood beside him and stayed silent. Quincy's silence might not hold much longer. As the truth comes out, the reasons behind his choices could be exposed as well. What do you think? Is Quincy acting out of love, obligation, or something more complicated? Leave your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to know more about this ongoing story, click the next video. You won't want to miss it.